it is, June 26th. We mowed this field, I believe, the last of May or the 1st of June. And pretty weed free as you look down through there. It has some blooms, but we had a 1/4 inch of rain down here last night. And you can see how the resilience of that, how it came back after we mowed it. And like I said, proper maintenance, pretty weed free. I won't mow this again until probably late July at the earliest. Right now it's almost up to the top of my boot. I can pan down there. Yeah, you see, that's since the last time you see mowing of the clover. So you can see how it stimulated the growth, and all those big weeds are gone thanks to the herbicide that was sprayed on. And remember down in that area we had a lot of tall grass, and now you look down there, yeah, it's pure clover. So you're not going to get this without hard work. There's no shortcuts to it. Here's a little tip for you. I hung this bottle of water in this tree for days like this. It's almost tropical out here. We had the rain last night, 91 degrees. And this is my watering hole. I can come up here, wash off, and get a little snort of water just hung there on a tree. And you know, things to think about when you're doing. Always plan ahead. Only the strong survive. That's how the Mormons did it as they crossed the trail. They would plant a garden for the followers, and the people in front of them planted a garden, so when they all would get to a waypoint along the trail, they would have a grocery store and a supply of water or whatever they found along the way. They'd leave for the others. So just don't be an intruder in the outdoors. Try to be a pilgrim with the American heritage that we were given by our forefathers, and think ahead. There's that crossing that we crossed with the tractor with the boards. It's got a little water puddle in here. Like I say, it didn't rain a whole lot, but well, anything, it's been pretty dry, so anything you get, you can't cuss it, you just got to go with it. And you can do everything right, and it's still up to that man up above to send you the right weather patterns at the right time. And here's our field. Probably get bored of this, but we mowed this same day, and same day we planted it on April 1st, 2015. And beautiful, beautiful non-weed clover field on the 27th day of June after we mowed it together. And down here around this corner is where we cleared that timber off this spring, and got rid of all the nuisance tree stumps and all that, so that when you come to till it up, you're not hitting tree stumps every 2 feet. You can see it had a fairly good pH. I think it was 6.4 on the pH. That was almost damn good. Some of the highest I had on this land. So it was 6.4, 6.5. Actually, it said it didn't even need no lime. But it grew vegetation. I'm going to get in here, burn it down with a herbicide, and start getting it tilled up. I'd like to plant the 1st of August. But this was down here in this area where we cleared it all off. And I don't like sawing trees off, dragging them off, because you leave the stumps and new trees grow from that stump. Plus, when you try to do tillage, your equipment's always running into that stump. It's worth it to me if I had to rent, buy, borrow, or whatever, a skid steer or a dozer to get rid of that, so you could do it right, so they're out of the way forever. So when it comes time to till, you don't have to work around all them obstacles. And last time you seen that, we had the skid steer sitting there. This is the growth of weeds, you know, and so we got plenty of sunlight, so we're going to plant a fall annual in here. I didn't go with the power plant. It was a little wet at that time, but we'll get something growing for fall, and then next spring I'm going to come in with Fusion and plant that. Well, we just pulled the memory stick out of that camera, and it's warm, it's humid, and there's no wind, as you can tell, and like I say, it's tropical down here. Let's go up to the big fields and see what the corn and beans look like. They've been under a lot of stress, so you're going to see it right along with me. As you can see, it's quite dry down here. The creek is almost dried up, and we haven't had much more than 3 inches of rain this month, if we've had that much. I know we had a 2-inch rain and a couple 1/4 inches, so maybe strong side would be 3 inches at the most. So the old creek is showing some stress on it also. That Missouri crossing still held up pretty good. I think that's the 4th year in there, possibly the 5th. So it's still working the way it was designed. Well, here we are up in the cornfield, and as you can see, the old adage, knee high by the 4th of July, and we're past knee high, we're waist high, and that's been with an exceptionally dry June. We've only had 3 inches of rain down here, and the corn's still doing good. That's tapped into that nitrogen that we planted with the urea, and I'll plant around here and look at the beans. But as you can see, we've got a real good stand of corn. You were right along there with us when we planted it on, I believe, May 23rd. And so that's a month and 3 days. We could stand some more rain, but it's going to cool off, so that's going to help keep the stress off this corn. So let's pan around here and look at the beans. We've got a good stand of beans going there, and I'm going to have to get in there and spray it again. We got a few broadleaf, velvet leaf coming in there, buttonweed, and I'll get in and spray it pretty heavy here. The next week's going to cool down. But everything looks pretty good, except for I'm really dissatisfied with that Whitetail Institute power plant. It just is not performing again. That's the 2nd year in a row that it's back there in the background, and it looks pretty dismal. Oh, sometimes the best situations don't always come home for you. Yeah, just walking down through here. You can see the beans that grew up in here also, in that corn. There goes a buck right now, way back there in the back. I don't know if I can get him. There he goes. He was laying in that corn. We'll go back and put a camera back there. See if we can't get him on camera. That's it from the non-typical Norwalkian.